Hey guys, welcome back to the Fit channel where I try to explain things in the most basic and simple way possible so you can apply it to your training and other parts of your life. And welcome to video number 2 titled The Diet, the prelude to the first video that I made titled The Mindset. I believe that video was very important to prepare the mind so you know what it is that you're getting into before you even start. I believe that's very important. The diet. Guys, the diet is 85% of this lifestyle. You can't change your body composition without understanding nutrition. It doesn't matter how hard you train, your metabolism, how much cardio you're doing. You can't out-train a bad diet, period. Now, picking the right diet for you is very important. Why? Because it's a lifestyle. It has to be sustainable. It has to be something that you feel that you can stick to. That's the main reason why a lot of diets don't work, is because they're not sustainable and people don't stick to them. So picking the right diet becomes very important. There's a lot of options for dieting out there. There's the paleo diet, there's the keto diet, there's the carnivore diet, and my favorite diet, which I don't even like to call it a diet because it's really, in my opinion, a style of eating. It's very sustainable. I push it as much as possible. And it's called If It Fits Your Macros diet. I like to call it If It Fits Your Macros lifestyle. Now, If It Fits Your Macros, I feel, is a wonderful style of eating, is because it has little to no restrictions. You can eat whatever it is you want. The trick is, or the downfall is you may not be able to eat as much of that you want. If that makes sense. You may not be able to eat as much of whatever it is you want, but you can still have some as long as you can make it fit into your daily macros. Now, with the ketogenic diet, which is a wonderful diet, it's a high fat, low carb diet. So if you want to go through life eating things like cheese, high fat meats like bacon and steak and butter every day, by all means. The carnivore diet is basically meat. The restrictions on those two diets are they're low carb diets. The ketogenic diet, from what I understand, is 25 grams of carbs or less. The problem with that is let's say you were tired of the ketogenic diet and you wanted to go back to having carbs. Our body's main energy source is carbs. When you switch over to a ketogenic diet, you're forcing your body to switch over to burn fat as energy instead of carbohydrates. So if you wanted to come off of that ketogenic diet and go back to, say, a regular, normal American style of eating, if you don't implement those carbs back into your diet very slowly over a period of time, because remember, your body has now become accustomed to burning fat. So if you just pound your body with a bunch of carbohydrates, you will gain all of that weight back that you lost. I guarantee it. I've seen it happen because they didn't implement the carbohydrates back into their diet slowly over a period of time. So you could use a ketogenic diet. It does work. You could even switch back over to carbs at some point, but you have to be very careful on how you do that. That's why I don't recommend that diet. Most of the foods that we eat have some form of carbohydrate in it, so why not just run a low carb diet? That's my opinion. That's the diet that I run when I'm trying to get lean, when I'm dropping body fat after a bulk. The only style of eating that I will ever use is if it fits your macro style of dieting. Now, if it fits your macro style of dieting, there's some requirements, like you have to track your food. There's a app out there. It's a wonderful app. It's free. It's called MyFitnessPal. It even has a barcode scanner, so you can scan the labels of the foods that you're going to eat. It'll give you the macronutrient breakdown. It'll also give you the micronutrient breakdown before you even eat it. It allows you to put your daily calories in, and it'll tell you when you're getting close to it, when you're over it, how many grams of fat or carbs or protein that you're over or under. It's pretty hard to overeat if you're tracking your calories through MyFitnessPal and you're using if it fits your macros style of eating. What are macros? Macros are the breakdown of carbohydrates, fats, and proteins in everything that you eat. This becomes very important when it comes to dieting because you need a calorie deficit every single day, consistently. If you're not tracking your food and you don't know how many carbs, fats, and proteins in everything that you're eating, then how do you know that you're reaching a calorie deficit every day? Especially when consistency is king. It's hard to be able to make any adjustments to your diet if your food consumption is all over the place. By using if it fits your macros and tracking your food and being consistent makes it very easy to make those adjustments when your progress slows down. There is one thing for sure, I guarantee it happens to everyone. You're cruising, you're losing a pound and a half, 2 pounds per week, and all of a sudden that progress slows down to half of that, and then it comes to a complete halt. If your diet has been all over the place and you're not sure what you're eating, it's gonna be pretty hard to make adjustments to keep that fat loss coming. That's why it's very important that you track your calories daily. The other part of the diet that is so vastly overlooked is micronutrients. Micronutrients are very important. It's the vitamins and minerals in the foods you're eating, and fiber. All of this is very important, especially when you're dieting, when you're running a calorie deficit. And if your calories are already pretty low, obviously you're not getting all of the vitamins and minerals that you need. That's why when I'm dieting, I also like to use a multivitamin. Now, there's no need to buy one that is super expensive. I take a men's one a day. It's inexpensive. It ensures that you get all of your vitamins and minerals in every day. If I'm getting plenty of calories, sometimes I don't even take it because I know that the vegetables and the clean diet that I'm running for most of the time, I'm getting all of my micronutrients in. But when I'm in a calorie deficit, I know that obviously I'm not getting enough food to maintain my current body weight. So there's no way that I'm getting all of the micronutrients that I need for my nails, hair, skin, brain. So I like to take a men's one a day every day. How to get your macros? Where do you start to get your calories to start your fat loss journey? What I like to do is use my body weight and I times it by 15 to get my daily maintenance calories. Your body weight times 15 will give you a starting place. Now, this isn't concrete, but it's a place to start. It'll give you a calorie amount, your body weight times 15, and you subtract 500 calories from there, and that gives you a 500 calorie deficit. 500 calories times 7 days is 3,500. So you should be able to lose 1 pound per week, being that 3,500 calories equals 1 pound. If you're sedentary, let's say you have a desk job or a job where you don't move very much, you may want to do your body weight times 12 or 13 to get your starting calories, and then you minus 500 off of that. If you're running the MyFitnessPal app and using the If It Fits Your Macro style of eating, this will actually calculate it for you. It will break down the carbs, fats, and proteins, and it will tell you how much food you can consume daily. It'll tell you how long it's going to take you to get to your goal at eating that way. But keep in mind that MyFitnessPal is just an overall weight gaining, weight loss app. If you're after trying to get lean, say you've been in the gym, you built some muscle, and you're just trying to strip body fat, MyFitnessPal doesn't know that. It just wants you to lose overall mass. And like I said in the previous video, getting lean and losing weight is two different things. Yes, the numbers go down on the scale, but the way that you go about it is different. When you're trying to get lean, you're trying to keep as much muscle as possible and only lose body fat. When you're trying to just lose weight, you don't care where the weight comes off. If you're one of these people that have been in the gym and you're just trying to strip body fat, I highly suggest a 40-40-20 split in your macros. What that means is you would do 40% of your calories would come from carbohydrates, 40% of your calories would come from protein, and the other 20% of your calories would come from fat. That's how I would start a fat loss journey if getting lean was my priority, meaning I'm only trying to drop body fat. If you're just trying to lose overall mass, you could do the same. If you've never built any muscle to start with, then it's really not gonna matter. You're going to drop weight the same. If you've been lifting, I suggest that you keep your protein intake at 1.5 grams per pound of body weight to ensure that you get enough protein to maintain your muscle. 500 is the magic number. A 500 calorie deficit will allow you to lose 1 pound per week from diet alone. If you want more than that, you can implement cardio. You can create a 750 calorie deficit, which would give you 1.5 pounds a week. Or you can implement 1,000 calorie deficit, which I do not recommend. That will give you 2 pounds a week from diet alone, or what I like to do is create a 500 calorie deficit. And if I want to lose more than that, then I find ways to expend more energy through training or cardio. But I try to keep my deficit at about 500. I found that that's sustainable for me. I don't get too hungry on that. I can tend to stay on the diet. Though I'm a pretty strong-minded person to begin with, once the goal is set, that's the goal. There is nothing else. I know that I'm on a diet and I don't stop until I reach my goal. Another thing with the diet is volume. And when I say volume foods. You want to choose foods that you get the most amount of food with the lowest calories. That's why things like salads are so very important or so popular amongst dieters, and ice cream isn't. Ice cream is really high in calorie. It's not that you can't eat it and still lose weight. It's that you only get so much ice cream versus you can eat a whole freaking salad and get a full stomach. So you want to choose foods that have the highest volume of food with the lowest amount of calories. You want to make sure that you get enough protein in every day, because the protein will help you maintain any muscle that you build. Eating a high protein diet also forces your body to work harder to digest. In return, you burn more calories at rest. So consume more protein, especially if you're on a fat loss journey. Now it's going to come to a time where your progress is going to slow down. It happens to everyone. That's when knowing how to make the necessary adjustments is very important. When dieting, the goal is to try to eat as much food as possible while still losing weight. The reason why is because at some point you're going to have to make adjustments to your diet. If you were already on pretty low calories, meaning you weren't getting enough food, and you were already doing too much cardio, though you'll drop a lot of body weight at first, but like I said before, our bodies are highly adaptive, and eventually your body is going to figure out what you're doing, and it's going to slow your metabolism down, and you are going to stop losing weight. That's why it's important that you eat as many calories as possible while still losing weight. So when it comes time to make those adjustments to your diet and cardio, you have some room to do that. Don't start your diet on super low calories, ever. That is the worst mistake that you can make. What will happen is you're going to run out of room. You can only do so much cardio. You can only take away so much food, and then you have other problems like you may have to take a diet break. You may have to go to maintenance calories for a while to build your metabolism back up, to consume more calories so you can go back to cutting calories. You may have to do some reverse dieting over a couple month time. Reverse dieting is when you're dieting, but you're doing it in reverse. You're actually adding calories to your diet every week, so you have a new place to start your diet from. So it's very important that you eat as much food as possible and you stick to your daily macros no matter what. Even if you're not hungry, you still need to eat that food. I know it sounds kind of weird, but eventually you're going to have to cut the calories. And trust me, you want a good place to be able to cut your calories and adjust your cardio versus cutting your calories way too low and doing too much cardio makes dieting and losing body fat just miserable. So with that said, I think I touched on the basics of dieting. I recommend that if it fits your macro style of dieting. I also recommend using some sort of tracking app to track your calories. One of the other things that you're absolutely going to need is a measuring device, whether it be measuring spoons or a scale. I recommend a food scale. It's the most accurate because when you're using MyFitnessPal and following the if it fits your macro style of eating, you're going to have to know how much a serving size weighs, whether it be your protein, carbs, or fats. So you'll be weighing your food every meal, unless obviously you're going out to eat with friends. That's another great benefit about eating if it fits your macro style of eating, because you can research the restaurant's menu before you even get there. And if you know what your daily macros are, you can pick something on that menu that still keeps you on your diet. So I recommend if it fits your macros. It's a wonderful style of dieting. So with that said, that's going to be video number 2, the diet. I think I touched on the basics of it. If there's anything that you don't understand, please don't be shy. Leave a comment in the comment section below. You can follow me on Instagram at Harley Davidson or Nothing. You can follow me on Twitter at FitLifeOver40. I have a podcast that is available on Apple and Spotify, and the name of my podcast is Fit Life Over 40. Once again, thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.